Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's get into it. All right. We have market bell open, so we're going to dive right into the charts. Um, Kind of looking already at some micro ES, potentially some micro futures to the downside here early in the morning. Now, if you guys notice, we'll bring to the front of the classroom kind of what's going on in the bigger picture and work its way down. So, if we're going to try some potential day trading here, we're going to go by what we see top down analysis starting first. So, we are in a downtrend. It's very clearly defined. Been in a downtrend for about 3 weeks. Clearly defined, and that downtrend started about 4 weeks. Came back up here, retested this level. So if there is going to be some buying, we would kind of want to see it right about now to get above this 57.21 on the micros. Okay, it stands right now, certainly, definitely right now getting rejected after the rally from yesterday. I am still relatively bullish, believe it or not, as a reversion to the mean in this bearish environment. But definitely looking to see a potential play here. If we could, if something arises, right, something like this is kind of what we like to see. A nice push up into VWAP, nice volume candle getting launched. Take the play to the downside to hit the two standard deviations there. So definitely something that we're going to be watching moving out. And these things are not too expensive. So like, let's say, for example, you take the one a day out. Let's get down to the at the money options here, right? Relatively cheap here. Not too expensive. And then you can also set them up for a vertical as well. So it's just something to keep in mind. Not too bad on price there. You compare that to, let's say, ES future. Do that +1 any day now. Right. So yeah, pretty hefty. You look at that $2,700 just to be able to enter the contract on the ask end of the at the ask end of the deal. So just keep that kind of stuff in mind when you're dealing with futures, right? Definitely set your risk accordingly for sure. Or you could just kind of go to the good old SPY there. Boom. So I'm comparing these prices for you guys, just so you guys can kind of see um, what your risk tolerance is. There's a risk tolerance for everybody, right? There's a risk tolerance. So as we move down around, $300 ish or so for these contracts. If you want to make them cheaper, you could look to do butterfly or verticals. Those are also all good and dandy too. But right now, just kind of need to set up. Right, we're here on SPY. Definitely have a downtrend here. It's testing this level and failing. That is seems pretty. How can I put it? It's kind of not what we want to see as of right now, but because we are kind of bullish as a reversion to the mean, but how it gets to the mean is yet to be determined. So in a smaller time frame, you know, it could potentially pull back and then push stuff like that. It could just go sideways. That's also an option. It could fail back all the way down to this level. That is also an option. But the reversion to the mean trade is definitely in play, as this candle right here is caught off sides, right? Massive selling to the downside here with volume, and as these people kind of get off sides, coming and unwinding their positions could be a reality for them. So we'll see if that actually plays out today. We're going to watch that. We're also going to watch some of the new kids on the block and some in plays if they develop, right? We had some in plays yesterday. We put alerts on those. So if they happen, you'll see them appear on the message board, right? Let's go down to the bottom here. Market open, removed. removed. Yeah, just basically a setup of the new day, essentially. Nothing crazy. So you'll see them pop up there, and then we'll go take a look at these. But yep, nice setup here. A green bar ignored here. VWAP. Right. It's a little too tight though, to two standard deviations, but we could definitely potentially see uh, a lot of follow through there. And so follow through down to where maybe the next level, which is right here, um, where it came up, tested, rejected, broke above, and then came back down where the support is. That's where I foresee. So shout out to the move taking off there. We're just going to watch this kind of play out there. The first 30 minutes are the most volatile in the day. So the first 30 minutes is definitely we're going to see most of your heavy action step in. Nothing really on the news front today as well. The FOMC meeting is tomorrow, so massive volume. But keep in mind that anything can happen. No expected rate cuts tomorrow, according to the analyst, but anything can definitely happen. Yep. So nice failure. Nice failure. And what's really the setup, right? You see here on the 10-minute chart, moving average is somewhat tight as it expands away and getting rejected. And then in the morning, you see this red bar followed on by a green bar and ignored. And there's a red bar followed on by a couple more red bars or another red bar. So there is definitely a chance for follow through with this entry 564. So we're probably going to see a lot more failure here. And if you watched the yesterday video, we talked about that on even a higher time frame. So it applies even here. Red bar, green bar ignored applies even here on a shorter time frame. VIX is at 21. Um, so a lot of pain set in for the market before buyers really step in. And if we look, where would buyers necessarily step in? They might step in, you know, at this level here at 562 on the low of that candle. If they don't step in at the low of that candle, it could get really interesting there. Essentially, you'll see these very wide candles having no problem, moving like $5 to $10. So nice push there. If you guys took the push, shout out to you. But we believe there might be some retracement going on. Potentially. Uh, if there is a retracement, that's where we would want to look to get in. If there's not, it just keep pushing. We'll just keep watching it down. The ideal entry would have been like at the break here, and then kind of hold through the next two bars. You definitely would be at a 2 to 1 at this point. So let's see if a retracement kind of comes into play here. Also look at crude oil. So crude, the reason why I like looking at crude is it kind of moves on its own tempo relative to the market. It's not just completely independent of the market, but if you want something just not quite like the market, like a different flavor, definitely light sweet crude is your best bet, right? You see break, retest of the VWAP, and then some more failure there as well for light sweet crude. Not too bad. Really like this setup right here. That would have been really nice. See it come in, nice hammer candle, right there at VWAP selling, and then take the buy as it breaks above the high for a nice juicy 2-to-1 rip. There, not too bad at all. Definitely a very clear setup. Let's go back to the ES here, or SPY, I should say. Yep, nice continuation and fall through there on the green bar ignored. Had a little push to the upside, but nothing to write home about. So the seller is definitely capitulating. No need to get FOMO here, even with the selling off, even though it had sold off pretty significantly. No need to get FOMO here and think, oh, we can get in for the sell. A little too risky at this point. So the sell was there, and we just watch it the first 15 minutes. That's kind of how we do it. Anyone's ball game in the first 15 minutes. And kind of we look back a little bit. What would your levels be? So we could plot those really quick. Level for here from the day before. You plot that. Boom. And then another level from the day before. Boom. All right. We'll put this in purple. It's just so that it indicates to us, kind of what the deal is. Is it a long term, short term? So for us, it's kind of more shorter term. AUC on the 10-minute chart. This is kind of where it's kind of taking a break here. Nice little bounce there. We could do it again here. Same deal. Boom. And I like this structure because you notice from the move here, pushes up almost at this level, fails, pushes fair value, pushes back down to that level, back up to the weekly, pushes back down to that level, pushes up to a new level, so on and so forth. So you're seeing the ebbs and flow on a daily or intraday kind of move around the same, right? And you can see as we look to the left, we kind of found the level that it wanted to respect, which is right here. Buyers are stepping back in. They might catch these guys off sides. They'd have to get it above this level at 563.38 to get these guys off sides off that major push. It would just be a reversion to the mean trade. You might get a 1-to-1 there. Whereas this trade right here, nice risk to reward, potentially 2-to-1 on the failure. So they're almost 3-to-1. So shout out to you there. Yeah, so it did break that level there. It is still getting rejected. Let's see if we can take a quick trade here. Take a nice buy on the SPY. Okay. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. There you go. I had to fix something. All right, so that little bit potentially was going to take a buy on that SPY off the bounce, and it started getting rejected. So potentially looking to still take a buy on the SPY. but you do get a nice green bar ignored here, very, very thick. So definitely could see it filling a little bit farther here. And we're looking at the daily here. Uh, Definitely could see it failing all the way down uh, to the next level, like rotating to the downside there. That's definitely a possibility as of right now. You're not going to get much in the way of a pullback to the VWAP. So um, yeah, we're just gonna have to watch this one push to the downside there. Definitely gonna delete this buy because the market's kind of shown, hey, it's feeling a little heavy. We're probably not going to get a good buy position. It might be just a sell. So we just have to be a little patient here. Watching these all these heavy volume candles in the morning. See if this is the first normal candle. Probably won't be. Let's go CL. CL hasn't come back and retested VWAP. So hopefully we get a volume candle in VWAP. We'll go ahead and put an alert there. Just kind of give us a heads up. Take a look at it. If it starts flirting with VWAP there. You guys can see here. It gives you a tab to where you can actually pull up your options chain and go ahead and execute a buy on, let's say, something right here. You don't even have to click up to the trade tab if we wanted to, so we could just kind of pull it up right here. Makes it slightly faster, ask buy kind of deal. Now, if we look back at when things expand very, very far away from its moving averages in the morning, it could potentially push, and then return, or it could push and then the moving averages start to catch up kind of deal, right? So in this case, we're fast forwarding, very similar story here. Push, go sideways, fail back to the moving averages, or kind of really run, and then things really get moving. And you get a tight push from a tight moving average expanding away on the 10-minute. And then now you could potentially see that, hey, we could get some reversion to the mean here. Definitely potential for that. We'll queue it up here. Confirm and send. Not sure if we're gonna get filled there. The play is as it comes down, it's a little far away from its average, from its VWAP as well. So reversion to the mean is highly likely. Um, Taking one spot would be nice if you can get us in that trade. If not, it is what it is. Sweet. So we got one call there. Go and put an arrow, just kind of mark our entry. Not looking to hang on for too much, just to reversion to the mean there. And then we'll go ahead and queue up that order to sell here. I actually want to queue up, make sure I queue up our order in the monitor tab here. You can say, okay. Oh, just spy. Where's the spy? There it is. And then we'll do this. Create closing order. And then go back to the chart, set charts there. I just wait and see if we can push back to VWAP there. Now, what's a stop? Stop is if it clearly breaks the low there. And we just wait. So what are we kind of looking at? A really strong push away. Really violent push. What we like to see. And then you get some sellers stepping in, a massive amount of sellers stepping in a little later, hopefully to catch the move down, kind of similar to FOMO. And then maybe there's some return to some normalcy as buyers kind of step back in to take it back to its average where it wants to be typically. Obviously, our stop out would be break of the low there. That's why we have it on market, just in case. We'll let it go, chalk it up as a loss, and keep pushing. We'll see. See how it goes, guys. See if we can make some shake. Just got to be patient here at this point. It's close, but close isn't cutting it. We needed to tap or run, one or the other. Could be on a bull flag at this, or a bear flag at this point too. That's also a possibility. So that's why we have no problem exiting. In trading, it's always good to take the what do they call, the devil's advocate position as well. What is the other guy thinking? Who took the position against you? We just wait. Volatility is starting to slow down a little bit, which is kind of the environment that we want to be in. We don't want things to be too crazy. We just want to see if we have an edge here as things expand super far away. That might be Murder She Wrote. There it is at market. So we're out. One SPY sold at market there. Got out immediately. So shout out to us. So that is you take small losses. Take small losses, and then you can set yourself up for getting bigger winners. So we'll take that small, very small loss. But the good news is I'd rather have a small loss than a massive loss. So I'd rather accept that I'm wrong early, and then not really worry about it and just kind of move on to the next trade. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move on to the next one. So we weren't right here. We were right here. Just it's in the first 30 minutes. Uh, the reversion to the mean trade, though, we were not right um, as of in the time frame that I wanted. Doesn't mean it's a bad trade. It just means that we weren't right. So if we held on, we'll potentially hold on through more losses. So it's better to be wrong early and take your loss. Now we just kind of wait. We'll hop back over to CL. Might have got a VWAP tap. Didn't catch that. And then it failed. So, not sure what that alert was. See, I was right here. Yeah, I didn't necessarily get that alert. But yeah, but I'm not going crazy. You guys saw me put that alert right up here, VWAP across above. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Call me crazy. Yeah, elusively, SPY's kind of melting off here. So the big scheme of things, like I was saying, if you can break below that level, failure rotating down to 550 is definitely within the cards for sure. Not ideal, but definitely could happen. So ideally, we'd want to see maybe a retest of VWAP to set up to the downside. That's what we would want to do between these weekly lines. I'm not sure if I can squeeze it in tight enough to get you. Yeah, there it is. Bring it in. So ideally, we'd want to see maybe a retest and then a failure down to the next weekly rotational zone. Ideally. That's kind of what we were hoping to get here. Is just a nice push to VWAP before failure. Um, didn't get that. Essentially, it just kind of melted off there. But we'll see what's next. No, we just the only downside to this at this point is just we gotta wait for the next setup. So on the weekly, as we see it fail, and it continues to fail, we gotta just wait for the next setup. So we'll expand it into that 2 standard deviations. But yeah, this could be failing. Just fail, 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 fail. Now, what we want to see here, if it's going to continue to just fail very violently, break, retest, fail. Um, that's what we want to see. If we see that, then that's something that we could potentially play on. Break, retest, fail. We'll go look at the meta. We did get an alert on meta. So, really the play here on meta, very drastic. I'm not sure why the alert's all the way down there. A little late on the alert there. I don't know, like why I would put an alert down here. Green candles here. The break is below there, so it would happen in the morning. We're just getting that meta alert. Yeah, I would be looking for a green candle, I guess. Coming back down here. This isn't green. This is red. So this break below and it running to the downside with the overall rest of the market kind of makes sense. We can go look at the other big ones. Yeah, definitely gonna be selling off there. Decent opportunity for same thing, kind of this line, opportunity for failure on the weeklies for that one as well. Yeah, you can go visualize here S&P, see kind of what is hot, what is not hot. You got some things in the financials looking pretty good. JP Morgan, Berkshire Hathaway, not too bad. United Health, Johnson and Johnson, not too bad. CVS, so and energy. Even some Apple not looking too bad. Energy looking okay, but yeah, massive selling off in the Google, the Meta, Nvidia, AVGO, Amazon, big names taking big hits. Big names taking big hits. That's good. Good for long-term buyers, not necessarily good for day traders. Let's go pop over and take a look at COP. Let's go look at Apple. These names and energy here. So COP, massive rally off this support level down here, reversion to the mean trade set in at around 2 standard deviations too. So, or 3 standard deviations, excuse me. So on the weekly, 3 standard deviations reach at a support level, rallied back. Buyers really stepped in. Nice hammer candle indication there. And you get a wash of this guy as well. Reversion to the mean. Really nice. What else we got? See if we Apple. We're going to look at Apple here. Yeah, there is some life in Apple, but that's because Apple has been selling off pretty considerably for like the last week. Uh, Kind of going through the floor there, finding some support and slight buy. So yeah, the company's getting absolutely hammered here. And when you see like looking back some of our former trades, catching Apple on the buy side, rolling a couple times in that rally, and then letting one of the contracts go here. definitely, definitely, really solid play work here. Just on the downside, I think we need to improve a little bit on the downside for sure. I'm getting back in the groove. I think I'm still kind of under the weather a little bit as we come back to the Pacific Northwest from being in Houston and Atlanta. Uh, it definitely does take a little bit of a toll here, but not to fear. We got our game face on. We're ready to play. So, um, pretty juicy sell off here. Um, we did get kind of stopped out there. Whole moving average is stepping back up. Not a lot of volume on this push, but it's enough to catch these three offsides right there at the level. So people are rallying around that level at the 560, 61. Um, doesn't necessarily mean we get a reversion to the mean trade. Uh, it could happen. The hole is green. We do trust the hole, but we like our setup. We like knowing that there's a good volume of people there. But this one candle catching three candles off sides is pretty good. Strong indication there to push back to VWAP, even without our volume candle there. So this could be that actual move, waiting for it to get down to the level, and then a nice juicy buy off the bottom there. Yeah, I can see this definitely pushing back to VWAP. So what our play is wait for a setup candle potentially at VWAP at level as these start to go inside. If we get that and then there's a wash to the downside, we'll take that downside push for continuation to the downside. That kind of coincides with our feelings of what potentially could happen. Uh, Price action coming up to this weekly level and then getting rejected. Right, price action over the week came up to this weekly level. It's getting rejected. So the market doesn't like this price. So any push up in the VWAP, we could potentially look for the sell for it to complete the rotation. That would be ideal going into the moving average cloud here, going into this level corresponding to VWAP if it tested. That's what we're looking to take. Just watching this puppy. Will it do it? Will it not? Am I not? Yeah, sellers are absolutely getting hammered today, or buyers are absolutely getting hammered today. Sellers are just clearly in control. All still green though. You get that reversion to the mean trade. Yeah, look at the buyers fight up to fight that move. That's pretty juicy candle. This one right here. The hammer. Love to see it off the level. Nice respect to that level, and then they push it back up immediately. Yes, it gives a strong warrant to the buyers there. Let's see if they can hold that momentum. Show some strength, but man, sellers, man, we're not going away. In other words, there might be more orders sitting down here on the buy side. What's our play though? Our play is wait till it gets up to the VWAP, and then potentially take a play to the downside off that failure. Really just kind of going flat, not really doing much here. Market overall is down 1% on the day. Yeah, just got to be patient here. We can kind of switch over to the CL, but I like to just be patient. Wait and see. Oh, there's an alert there. Wasn't there last time. I don't know what happened. I guess it didn't get up to it. So I guess it wants to run off. It's fair. So no pullback in the CL. So this to me is an extremely bearish pattern. If we get a moving average catch up or VWAP something, I could see it continuing to fail to the downside. This essentially is what people call a bear flag. Massive drop, coupled with it kind of pulling back slightly, or retracing slightly, or going sideways slightly. You're getting the latter. Just massive drop, going over slightly, and then starts putting orders in down here. So we could definitely see more downside in the near future for sure. Hold actually just went back red. The question is like how much meat is on this bone. Now on the worst side of it, like I said, the weekly level will definitely could still be in play. Um, Even on the day if it fails that way, I don't think it'll go straight down there without a catalyst. But it could very well could. And with trade wars on the horizon, definitely could. So here at this level, we're going to be a little bit more patient and cautious. Break, retest, and then failure would be ideal. It's definitely breaking here. Good stuff. Maybe this candle can hold on the break. There it is. Holds on the break. Hmm. It was a little break and then slight retest. It just didn't hold that retest. Let's see. Got our hand on the trigger. We'll see what it does. Yeah. There's not much there. I mean, even if we get a push, we're assuming that it's going to stay within the bounds of the sandbox, and it's not going to go down here. Even if it's like a 1-to-1, 2-to-1, could do that. Ideally, we'd want to see it to go push the view up. That's what we want to see on the break retest. It could go back down, but we want to see our setup. Ideally, we'd want to see our setup. You have to be patient, man. It's unfortunate, but we have to be a little bit more patient. Yeah, because that didn't even close and hold below. Now, you could get a situation where you get a green bar ignored, but it's not anywhere where we need it to be. It's not where in the VWAP. It's not in the moving average cloud. Nothing. Kind of. It's not like this. Not like this one. Hmm. Just watching. You gotta just kind of sit here and be patient for the setup. The only problem is you had one setup here in the morning that made the most sense, kind of at VWAP, red bar ignored. Nice failure. This candle got off sides, took the buy, the stop out there. And now we just kind of wait. We're looking for a break retest there, um, but no real follow through. It might follow through here, but even so, it's not ideal. It's not a high probability setup, right? Not very, very probable. And as you can see on the day, just slow dying of volume, right? Not really much going on. The most of the flurry, the action was in the morning. I might have to wait for another volume spike. Just being patient here, waiting and seeing. It's a nice hammer candle right there. If it'll actually close. Yeah, market's down 1.09% on the day. Still down 1% on the day. Green hole. It's got a green hole. That's nice. This level might look like it's holding or getting some support. Just because we get a green hole period moving or get a hole moving average is not an indication to take the buy. Even though you get a double bottom here, could rip up to VWAP or the next level. That definitely could be a thing. Two green candles on the buy here. Two green candles there. So it could rip back up to the VWAP, but I would want to see a little bit more time and space before we could see that. But it could happen. It very well could happen. Nice double bottom here. Tap one, push, tap two, and then push the VWAP. Mm. Yeah, buyers are absolutely getting thrashed today, man. It's no bueno. No bueno for buyers. Apple's showing strength. Look at that. Like, oh, you go Apple. A little 10-minute uptrend. I see you. Hey, Johnson and Johnson on the push, right? We saw that in the heat map. It's green on the day. Johnson and Johnson. Nothing necessarily on Johnson and Johnson in our playbook. You do get rotation, but that's about all you get. COP coming into some hot water. CCL. Let's look at some CCL here. CCI, excuse me. Some Crown Castle. Oh wow, look at that. Nice rally. Hello, rally. Hello, rally. Catching these guys off sides. Any pull back in the rally would be ideal for an entry. You can almost take that. Yeah, you can almost take that. Let's see. What's the trade on CCI? 30 days, huh? They're gonna make you pay a pretty penny for that price action. That's fine. We'll take a buy and we'll do 50-20 or 45-22, I guess. That works. And where's our stop on this? It's 30 days out, right? Stop would be if we were 2-bar professional at the rally of the buyers, or really if we're going to keep it tight at the break of 102. So if you're 2-bar professional, your stop is here at 99.13. If you want it tighter, 102.94 or 102.49, excuse me. We'll both on the charts there. I can dig it. Loving it. New uptrend, catching these seller offside. I like this price action. Very, very powerful. Shows us someone stepping in, not afraid to be a buyer here. That could spur on some momentum. And earnings is in our rear view, so I don't have to worry about that. So that's good. Crown Castle, shout out to us on the Crown Castle buy, new uptrend. You could definitely see a push to 3 ATR here. That's ideal. On balance volume looking like it wants to get above its moving average there. Momentum. Took some steam out here, but continuing. So shout out to John Carter Squeeze. I think he even made like a slight profit to the downside here. But there was some turbulence, so we decided to go ahead and exit quickly. Yeah, already pushed kind of $1 above where we bought it and continuing. Loving that price action. I don't have a problem stepping in that. Seeing all these massive volume green candles, you catch it, break, boom. People are going to come off their positions from yesterday. Somebody's definitely awoken a sleeping giant, but not to get our hopes up. Could be short lived. See what happens. Yeah, so there's not much going on here on the as regards to SPY. SPY is still down 1.5, 1.6%. So still kind of in the same ballpark. No in plays. Guess the market's just kind of waiting and seeing, doing their normal move, and then they're done for today. CL's up, dollars up, silver's up. Let's go take a look at some silver and gold here. Got a weekly squeeze going on for silver. We'll get a big picture view. So you got a couple days type price action in kind of no man's land between the moving averages and 3 ATR. Silver steadily climbing. Gold up 1% on the day as well. We do have both of those. No, they're not at the house. Um, Pushing to kind of relative all-time highs, cracking the $3,000 mark, and really ratcheting it up there. Right. So gold is, if you want to protect your purchasing power, this is the place to do it. Um, we were looking at gold when it was kind of trading water, going sideways, and major pushes. So major growth in that sector there. Once it was selling off, and then we saw this, probably should have been buying here. Did not, bought on some of the pullback here, and then the subsequent push. At this point, like when we took this purchase, um, I was convinced that it was gonna pop then. Did not. It actually pulled back. I was getting a couple calls from people saying, "Hey, I thought you said it's gonna push." Well, just buy more, right? That's what I basically told them. It's like, no, the environment is one where you need to be protecting your purchasing power. Just buy more. This is an opportunity, and I hammered that home. That's kind of been a theme um, for a minute for gold and silver. So shout out to gold and silver. But VIX up 7%. I mean, come on, dude. What are we doing? I mean, there's real fear in the market, right? These tariffs. These all about these tariffs, man. Getting people all worked up over these paying higher prices. Micro spy. If you want, oh, this one, the one I was looking for. El Cheapo Spio, right? El Cheapo Spio. Yeah, Spy's not going anywhere. Um, so CCI, man. CCI. Shout out to CCI here. Went on and took the pop at 104. It ratcheted up. It's up a dollar from that entry. Just pulled the trigger on that. Quick analysis, took the buy. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to keep going to the moon. Highly likely that it could pull back. Honestly. Uh, but with the subsequent red candle the day before, this definitely could be something that we could see go up to what we're looking for, and especially when you get a push down like you saw here, and then nothing but buying. Um, not sure if it's these people coming off their positions or not getting paid or what, but this is aggressive, right? Really aggressive, and we like to see aggression, right? Aggression, speed, and now you have an edge here. So could see some pullback. Already up a dollar. We'll see what happens, guys. But thank you for joining me. We're gonna go ahead and call it. Doesn't seem like Spy wants to do a little too much. We'll keep you posted tomorrow if whatever happens in the recap. So we'll tap in with you guys soon. Thank you guys. Have a good day and goodbye. Peace.